something is going wrong inside of me. I can feel my voice leaving. I've been feeling just so slightly under the weather, and I feel like I'm going to lose my voice again like I did last March. So we're going to give this the best. We're going to give it the old college try and try to sing this, okay? I'm sorry, Stevie Nicks. I'm sorry to Fleetwood Mac for what's about to happen. Was I just a fool? Never get away. We're going to go ahead and cut that short, actually, because that is probably top 10 most embarrassing things that's ever happened to me. Oh my God. Was I just a fool? You'll never get away from the sound of the woman that loves you. Or give it just a chance. God, that was embarrassing. Okay, hey, don't do this to me. Not now. Okay. Hey, it's too high. Okay. Hey, you guys. Welcome back to The Buzz with Beth. I am your host, Bethany Haven, and I know you're looking at me. You're looking at me and you're thinking. You know, I always start them like that. You're looking at me and you're thinking. People who listen to audio are not looking at me. Anyway, you're looking at me and you're thinking, oh my God. You look so good right now. I want to do you. And I don't blame you. Most people want to do this. Unfortunately, there is a long line, and you're just going to have to step in. Sorry. Everyone wants a piece of this. Because everyone does want a piece of this. Everyone wants me. It's just, the only problem now, the only question is, who's going to get me first? Oh my God, I'm so sexy. Okay. I was going to start this episode singing Oasis because they recently, as in like 2 days ago, it's 2 or 3 days ago, whatever, reunited for a concert. And I did not find out about this until the day after, because the day after was when I found out about the band Oasis entirely, basically. That's not necessarily true. I am telling a bit of a fib there, but that's when I became a fan of Oasis. I'm not kidding, you guys. The day after they had their reunited concert. Was I gonna go? No. One, I have no money. 2, I'm pretty sure it was in a different country. And 3, I don't know anything. So it was never gonna happen. But yeah, I was gonna start the episode with this. And I since I am kind of now a little bit of a oh my, I'm stuttering so bad already. It's been 5 minutes. Really, 5? Okay. I'm not the biggest Oasis fan because I don't know much, but what I have been watching videos, and here's what I've gathered. I feel like if I were to have met, or possibly meet, Liam Gallagher, he would not like me. Which is fine. Most people don't. I wanted to start the episode with singing Champagne Supernova, but I just couldn't hit the notes. Which, in hindsight, I probably should have just went with it, considering how Silver Springs went. Was I just a fool? Oh, Champagne Supernova. I wonder if I can do it in his voice. Champagne Supernova. Champagne Supernova in the sky. That's my best go. And I'm a reel it in. There's a dog barking outside. Oh my God. Our neighbors, they have a dog that they let outside at night, and they let it bark. They let it bark all night. And yeah, it makes me want to take a... Don't say that, Beth. Say something nicer. It makes me want to take a knife and gouge my eyes out. And my ear. Well, I should say ears, not my eyes. It makes me want to take a knife and just go in my head, okay? To my head. Because it's like, tell me why. I'm sleeping on the couch. I fell asleep there. I don't know. But I slept the whole night on the couch. just, just doing me. And I'm awoken by the sound of a dog barking. Can I be completely honest with you guys? And this is me being #vulnerable, and I might lose fans because of this. Dogs are not my favorite. I'm not saying I'm a dog hater, because that's not true. I like to look at pictures of them, and I think they're cute. But they scare me. Not little ones. Like, I had my dog Camp, rest in peace. Loved him. He was little. He was cute. It was great. Big dogs scare me bad. My grandparents have a huge dog that scares the living daylights out of me. Just gonna lay that out there. And also, I'm like really bad allergic. I'm very allergic to dogs. Now, if you didn't know this, oh my god, educational. There are some dogs that are hypoallergenic. Now, do I entirely know what that means? No. But like, I had a schnauzer, right? A miniature schnauzer. Schnauzer? A miniature schnauzer. Miniature schnauzer. Okay. Miniature schnauzer. Okay, I was messing that up bad. Schnauzer? Yes, okay. You guys know what I'm talking about. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You guys know Camp. I had a miniature schnauzer. Oh my god, oh my god! I feel like I'm going insane. A miniature oh my god. How do you say it? Schnauzer. Pronunciation. Why? I feel like I've had a stroke.
Schnauzer.
Jesus, that was loud. That was so loud. I didn't even listen. It was so loud. Schnauzer. Okay, I had a miniature schnauzer named Camp. Oh my god. Fun fact about miniature schnauzers. They're hypoallergenic. They don't shed much. And the thing that I'm allergic to, what we've gathered, is dogs shed a lot and they have a little bit of dandruff going on. And that is what I'm very allergic to. No, this is what's crazy. When I was younger, I'd go to my grandparents' house a lot. They live near. And they would basically kind of babysit while both of my parents worked. And I was there a lot. They had a dog. They still have a dog. They always have a dog. And oh my god, you guys, like the way I was so allergic. I'm so allergic. They always get the same kind of dog too. They always get a what is it called? Bulldog? Nope, that's not a boxer. They get a boxer. So allergic. I am so allergic, you guys. It's not even funny. When I go over there, I have to take a full Benadryl. Sometimes we do half, but we just find out I just have to take the full. But when I was younger and I'd go over there, I think I've gotten better over the years, not by much, but some. But when I was younger, I would go over there, and I guess we hadn't connected the dots that I was allergic. I would go there, ×3, and I'd basically chug a bottle of like liquid Benadryl. I'd always have to take it. My grandmother would give it to me on a spoon. And I was like dying. I was clawing at my throat. My eyes were watering. I was sneezing. Oh my god. You guys, it was bad. And like my family would be there, and it would be like, say it was like a holiday or whatever. No, I'm not even gonna say that. Say I was there with my sister, and my cousins were there. They would all be playing, and I'd be sick as a dog. Oh my god, sick as a dog because of dogs. Full circle moment. And I just sit in the kitchen, dude. I would just sit in the kitchen on a stool watching Popeye. Because I couldn't be around the dog, for one, and two, I was also afraid of getting in trouble. That's another thing about me, aside from, I've always been so afraid of getting in trouble. I'm afraid of authority figures, someone who could get me in trouble. Or not someone who could get me in trouble, but like, I have a deep fear of being yelled at. One thing about my parents is they don't yell at me. If I do something wrong, they can't yell at me because I will cry. I will cry. And we found this out when I was very little. My dad yelled. I remember one time I had a DS. It was a 3DS. I still have the same one. And I do play Bookworm on it. My dad got me Bookworm on the DS. I take it to school with me. Yes, I do. And I play Bookworm. Anyway, I love Bookworm. I have a whole episode on that. Anyway, I had like the 3DS, and there was this like little magnet I had. It was my dad's magnet. It was really tiny, but a really strong magnet, and I had stuck it to the DS. I was very young, and I was like, with my family, I was like, oh my god, look, it sticks to the DS. Isn't that crazy? I was dumb and stupid, and my dad yelled at me, and he was like, take that off, you're gonna suck all the memory out. And it wasn't even it wasn't like from a place of him being like necessarily upset, but he didn't want my DS to get ruined, and so he like screamed that at me. And my mom was like, Jason, you cannot yell at her, that does not work. She's like, you can't talk to her like that. And then there's me crying. Anyway, so I turned 20. I've been recording for 20 minutes. I just turned 20, you guys. And I know what you're thinking. You're 20? I thought you were 36. Yeah, whoever said that, I saw your comment. And you know what? You can shove it. No, guys, I made a post for my birthday. Just a normal post, like a little photo, or like 20 photos. It was a bunch of photos. But I made a post, just like, turn 20. That photo made the rounds. I'm not kidding you guys. That photo got over 150,000 views. And that has never happened to me in my life. I've never had like a post, not a reel, a post, do that well. And it really made the right. I mean, there were people liking that photo that didn't even follow me. I'm willing to say, or I'm willing to bet about 70% of the people who like that photo don't follow me. And the reason I'm even bringing this up is because, yes, that photo made the rounds. And it made the rounds to some of the wrong people. Because then I started getting comments that are like, you're 20? I thought you were at least 36. Me? I started getting hate comments on my birthday post. What? That was crazy. On my birthday, that I'll tell you what, if you were leaving mean comments on my birthday post, there's a special spot for you in HE double hockey sticks. I'll tell you that right now. Because how are you going to hate on someone on their birthday? What? That's my goofy impression. I just thought that was crazy. But yeah, I'm 20 years old. And let me tell you, I am feeling not great about it because I'm seeing people like Ariana Greenblatt, right? Who's younger than me and is like wildly more successful than me. And I'm not going to lie to you. Love her. I do. And she deserves it. You know, she's great. But it is making me feel bad about myself because I'm like, I have all of these dreams and aspirations for my life, and is it too late now? And I know you're thinking, Beth, you're only 20 years old, and I'm like, exactly, I'm 20. Oh, I should have been famous by the time I was at least 12. Oh, God. You know what? I'll say this. If I was doing this back in, like, 2010, I would have been on Ellen. Anyway, I want to tell you about my birthday. I got some great gifts. One of them being a trike. And you may be thinking, Beth, what's a trike? Well, I didn't know either. Apparently, it's like a big tricycle, basically. It's like a tricycle, but for a big adults. And I got one. And I know you're thinking, Beth, why did you get a tricycle? Well, I'll tell you. I'm going to tell you this, and you're either going to think, sounds about right for you, or you're going to think, what, really? And so here it goes. I can't ride a bike. Well, I don't even want to say I can't. Because in my head, I can. In execution, I can't. I can visualize it in my head riding the bike. But when I go to ride the bike, I can't ride the bike. And it's not even, I'll tell you what, it's a balance issue. And we know this, clinically, it is a balance issue. Let me tell you a fun story. When I was in physical therapy a few months back, I was there for my foot, right? Well, they noticed that I had horrible balance. They noticed I had horrible balance, that they were just like, you know what, let's just incorporate that into the physical therapy and we'll try to fix it a little bit. That's how bad my balance is. And when I was younger and my parents were teaching me to ride a bike, when I was like 5, my dad was teaching me to ride a bike. It was a Dora bicycle. Yeah, I wasn't good at it. I wasn't good at it. And I never was. But I gave it the old college try. I tried. I really tried. And for years, I would get on the bike and I would crash a lot. And there was one particular time that I was riding my bike. And I live in a cul-de-sac. So, basically the route we were going was around. That was the route. I know, very intricate. And I was like going around. I was going southbound. I actually have no idea. Probably west. I was going westbound. I was going down, and I was gonna curve. And there was a truck. There was a truck there. And I'm going about 1 billion miles an hour. And I'm heading towards this truck. And I'm like, let me just turn out of the way. And when I go to turn out of the way, I simply didn't. And I knew I was going to crash. I knew I was going to crash. And so me, being horribly dumb, I go, no! And stick my arm out, and then boom, I hit the truck. And scratched the side of it completely. Did I crack it? No, I couldn't have cracked it. It was metal. I think I scratched the side of it completely, and I was on the ground. I fell to the ground in a Family Guy position. I was like, ugh, it was horrible, and I hurt my arm really bad. Like I thought it was broken. It wasn't, but it really did hinder my schoolwork because this was the time. We were making hand butterflies, and so we had to put our hand on the thing and then make wings. And then you put your hand on and then you flip it over on the other side. My arm hurt so bad I couldn't flip my arm. So that project went bad. Anyway, but yeah, I scratched this truck really, really bad. But our neighbors at the time, they sadly moved away. You know what they did? Because we were like, we'll pay for the damages. We're so sorry. They're like, you know what? Just get me a case of Coke, a cola. Coca-Cola! Coke. And we'll call it even. So we did. It was either Coke or beer. I'm pretty sure it was Coca-Cola. And yeah, we did. And they were like, we're good. That was fierce. That was really fierce. Anyway. What else? So yeah, I got a tricycle. My dad got it for me because my dad is a very outdoorsy guy. He grew up in the countryside. Why did that remind me of The Climb? Countryside, the climb. Keep your faith. Y'all know about the Hannah Montana movie? Taylor Swift's in it. Anyway, he grew up in the country, and so he spent a lot of time outside, just hiking, doing all kinds of stuff. And he loves nature, and we recently started kayaking. I have a kayak now. I got a kayak for my birthday. Well, I guess the kayak that wasn't necessarily for my birthday, but my sister and I both got a kayak that's pink, swirly pink. It's kind of marbled, very pretty. So we've been kayaking. Girl, get it together. And he also wants to bike. My dad really wants to bike. Probably mostly because his truck is basically dead. He's been driving my Kia Soul basically everywhere. Which, you know what, Daddy? I know you're going to see this. I know you want my car. I know you're thinking, I want a new truck. I know in your heart of hearts, you want my Kia Soul. I know you do. Because I go in my car and it's like you've made home there. I see some of your things lying around in there and I'm like, he likes this car a little too much. Because originally when we got it, the whole engine was out, so he got it replaced. And the deal was, when we got the engine fixed, he was going to drive it around for a little bit just to make sure everything's working all right, so I'm not stranded on the road. So he's driving it. Meanwhile, I'm in school, so I'm not even home. But he's driving it, and he's driving it for a little more than 2 weeks. Talk about a couple months, okay? And he's driving it around, and he still does. He loves my car. And I'll tell y'all another thing. They just the Kia came out, and they came out. They came out and said they are discontinuing the Kia Souls. And I know what you're thinking. I'm sure you guys are like, yeah, and you're applauding. I just want to tell you something right now. You guys can hate on the Kia Soul all you want. You can say it's ugly. You can say it's this or that. My car is dependable. and it's really amazing. It's maxed out. It is maxed out. I have a panoramic, I can't even speak. My car is so amazing, I can't even speak. It has a panoramic sunroof, heated and cooled seats, electric seats, leather seats. It has Apple CarPlay. It has Sirius XM that we are bumming off of the last owner. And it's very roomy, and it has an amazing trunk, and it has a backup camera. So before you guys are going out and you're saying, Kia Souls suck. Really? Really? Because mine is amazing. And it has a Hello Kitty hula girl, and before my dad got into it, it also had a disco ball. He hit a turn too hard, and it just came flying right off. But it was there, and I am going to replace it at some point. But yeah, so to all you people who are hating on Kia Souls, I just want to let you know that my car is amazing, and it's only done me very well. And also, during this whole heat wave thing, like, you guys were like dying. I was too, and I'll get to that later. But when I got into my vehicle, the AC was pumping. But I'll get to the heat wave in a second, because that's a story in itself. Anyway, back to my birthday. I'm 20. I am 20 years old now. And I know what you're thinking. Beth, you must be so mature. Well, for my birthday, I got a lot of Calico Critters. I know, that's like a very adult thing to do. I got so many Calico Critter stuff. My parents and my sister, they work together. And they got me a home for my Calico Critters. It is, guys, I have been so unbelievably obsessed for days now since my birthday has passed. I have just been up in my room playing with my dollhouse. I'm elated. I am elated. It is so amazing. I love it. And they got me so many more Calico Critters. I have so many now. So many. And it's amazing. It's literally amazing. And I was just like, as if my Calico Critter obsession wasn't bad before, it's like bad now. Because now I started making things for them. And I know you're thinking, Beth, what do you mean making things for them? I've started making their clothes. Yes, okay. I've started making clothes for them. Let's get into it. There have been many failed attempts. I tried very, very hard to find patterns online, and I just couldn't find any without having to pay. And you guys know me. I was not about to pay. So I looked some stuff up. I did research, and nothing was working. So I'm not even kidding. I closed my eyes like this. And I really just tried to envision a pattern. And that's what I did. And I made 2 dresses. Hey, it's Editing Beth. I know you guys are biting at the bit to get a good glimpse of the dresses I made. I know it's really important to you. I did show them, but it was really, really blurry. But hey, fear not. At the end of the video, there's a clear shot. So, end of the video. At the end of the episode. I'm so sleepy, guys. Like, I want to take a nap. You know, I know this isn't even relevant anymore, but I'm telling you, I want to take a nap, man. Look, it's my Pee-wee pillow pet. Bye, guys. Hunched over like that hurt my back so effing bad. Oh my god, I need to go see a chiropractor or something. I say this all the time, I want to take my spine out and crack it like a whip and then put it back. I just want to go thump, and then put it back. That would be great. God, that would be great. God, that would be great. Anyway, so, yeah. I have been making clothes for them, and, mind you, I really don't know how to sew that well. My grandmother, my grandma, my mom's mom, was supposed to teach me to sew. Well, it didn't go as planned. I kind of just ran out of time on that. Unfortunately. Ran out of time with her to do that, but it's okay. So I never really learned to sew. I remember she taught my sister, but I didn't get the chance. So I'm kind of just like, my whole life I've kind of had like sewing projects I want to do, because my dream has always been to make my own clothes, because being plus size, you know, you can never find squat in your size. So I always wanted to be able to make my own clothes and make my own alterations. But I don't know how to use a sewing machine. I don't know how to use a sewing machine, and I was hand sewing everything, but I didn't know how to accurately hand sew. I didn't know how to do it correctly. So last week, my mom sat down with me and she taught me how to do patches on my pants, and because I needed to cover up a hole. So she taught me how to hand sew and do the patches, and so I took what she taught me. And for my birthday, she got me a bunch of new needles and stuff. So I was able to take my knowledge, everything she taught me, and apply it to the Calico Critter dresses. And they're both hand sewn. Everything I've done is hand sewn, by hand, everything. And I'll tell you this too. Everything is eyeballed. Like there is no pattern. I wung it. I winged it. Wung it? I winged it. And I think they turned out really well. Mind you, this Calico Critter is a man. He was just the easiest one to strip his clothes off, so he was my model. But yeah. So, I've been making their clothes. And you know what I've also been doing? I'll tell ya. I have also been making Calico Critter music videos. And I know you're thinking, Beth, what does that all entail? Well, I'll tell you. Oh, I just popped my arm. This is something I don't think I've actually spoke about, period. But one of my, like, dream jobs, like, in my heart of hearts, like, one of my dream jobs would be a music video director. I would love to make music videos for people. You know, when I listen to, I have talked about this before, actually. When I listen to music, every single time, I can just imagine what the music video should look like and what it could look like. And, I don't know, that's always kind of been a passion. I've never really had the chance to do that. But I've always wanted to do that. And now that I have all these Calico Critters, and, you know, you see things, like, it was Sylvanian Drama. That creator would make, basically the content was, the Calico Critters, they would, they would get into drama. It was kind of like a soap opera almost, but very funny. Well, I kind of took that, like, just the idea of making content with Calico Critters, and then I was like, well, I could just do that, but music videos. And so that's what I've been doing. So I guess it's different. It's different. But I guess it's my way of making my little music videos and following my dream. But I've been having a really fun time. I've made a few so far, and also I've just been making, like, random TikToks with them, period. But man, I've been having so much fun. I made one. The reason I'm actually recording so late. What time is it now? It's 5:37. The reason I'm recording so late now is because I spent, like, so long making a music video to Mirror Ball by Taylor Swift, which is out right now on TikTok. You should go watch it. And by the time this is out, probably Instagram too. Not YouTube though, because I get copyrighted on there so much, it's not even funny. Anyway, YouTube, why do you hate me? But yeah, I made a Mirror Ball music video. For all of them, I've been using my phone, but for the Mirror Ball one, I was like, you know what? I'm going to whip out my camera, my fancy camera, my Canon, and I'm going to film with that, and that's what I did, and it looks really good, and I'm really excited and happy about it. So go watch it. You'll like it. Now, are they booming? Are they doing crazy numbers? No. But I really don't care because I'm having so much fun. I'm so excited. I love my Calico Critters. I've just been hit with, like, a wave of fatigue. Anyway, let me take maybe that means I need a sip of the coffee. I've been talking so much, my throat hurts. I need a break for a second because my throat hurts. Okay, I'm ready now. Sorry. I needed a break. I was talking this happens out all the time. I always just cut it out, but I have to take breaks all the time when I'm recording because I talk so much for, like, a really long period of time, and I need a minute. Much like real life. I do this, like, all the time. I talk so much that sometimes I just go silent. I talk so much I get silent. What was I going to talk about? Okay. Guys, 2 weeks ago, right after the right after the last episode came out, the East Coast was hit with an insufferable heat wave. Oh my God, high 90s, babe. It was insufferable, miserable, awful. And in the midst of this, and, like, in the depths of this heat wave, the AC in my house goes out. Both breakers dead. AC gone. It happens while I'm asleep. And I wake up sweating. I'm asleep and I go soaked in sweat, dude. It was. And now waking up with the sheets soaking wet and a freight train running in the middle of my head. Oh no. Oh, whoa, whoa, I'm on fire. Okay, the song I'm on Fire by Bruce Springsteen. God, that song is so good. That song is so good. Anyway, our AC breaks, okay? And my sister starts getting symptomatic, okay? She gets sick, okay? She can't take the heat. Her body does not regulate temperature. Sorry to out you like that, Brooke. Her body doesn't regulate temperature, and so she can't, like, oftentimes, if it's really, really hot, she can't feel that it's hot, but her body is, like, I don't even know. My mom described it as basically she's boiling alive and doesn't know it. And isn't that awful? Oh, my God. But that's basically her life. So it's, like, really hot, and she's getting really, really sick. But it's so hot that even she feels the heat. So that's how you know it's hot. And there ain't enough fans in the world that could have made us not hot. Because I can't handle heat. My mom definitely can't handle heat. And then here's my sister who can't take the heat either. And she's getting sick. And then there's my dad who's also very hot. But, you know, taking it like a man. He wasn't complaining. Honestly, he was kind of gone. He was at work and then he was trying to fix the AC. And it was just not working. So it was like, this is basically what I had to do. We were like, okay, y'all. Brooke's gonna die. We have to get her out of here. We had to get a hotel. We were in the hotel for 3 days because we couldn't fix the AC. And if you, I'm just gonna stop you right there. You think that's the worst of it? Oh, baby. You don't even know. The house starts falling apart. I wish I'm not kidding you guys. I'm not kidding, but I wish I was. Our house is falling apart actively. We finally got the AC fixed a few days ago. We start having some kind of flood in the roof or whatever. And something's going on. I can't explain it. But my mom and I, my mom had left something at the hotel. Mind you, this is all happening all at once. All at once. A flood is going on somewhere in, like, the ceiling roof area. In the vents. Water damage. All over the ceiling in my parents' bathroom. But also in my bedroom. And I think, I don't know if the water damage is from this specifically in my room, but, like, for some reason you see, like, a random, like, footprint on my ceiling that's water damage. But, like, in my parents' bathroom, it's, like, bad water damage from this flood. My mom and I, we step out for a minute to go back to the hotel because she left something. We go. It's, like, probably midnight. We come back. We open the door. The moment we open the door, we hear a huge thud upstairs. And my mom goes, that didn't sound good. We go upstairs, guys, I'm not kidding. In their bathroom, the ceiling caved in and just fell out. We go in there and we're just like, oh my God, water pouring out from the ceiling. That's, hey, not even there. And it's like, are you actually serious right now? Are you, like, look me dead in the eyes. Are you serious that the ceiling just caved in? Mind you, in my parents' bathroom when this happened, my dad's asleep right outside the door. Didn't even flinch. And this is the same man who's like, I never sleep. I hear everything. My dad always does that. He'll be like, I literally never sleep. I hear everything you guys do. Like, I never sleep. I'm the lightest sleeper. The ceiling caves in! The man. That's him. I guess I honestly can't say anything because I slept through an entire tornado. A few months back, I think I told you guys about this. A few months ago, we had a tornado come through my college town. And the tornado sirens were going off. I mean, our entire dorm evacuated into the basement. The only people who didn't was me and my sister because I slept through the entire thing. And my sister was like, I can't leave her. So we were trapped in the dorm. Tornado rolling through. So I guess, like, honestly, I don't have room to talk. But I just want to say, like, guys, are you serious? Horrible heat wave. AC goes out. Ceiling caves in. What? We're having to stay in a hotel. But I'll tell you one thing. There was someone in the hotel who was like a real, honestly, maybe potentially the second coming of Jesus, because this man was honestly our savior at this time. Keith at the Baymont Hotel. I love you, man, because I'll tell you what Keith did. Oh my God, Keith, I love you. Oh my God, Keith. I'll tell y'all a little something about Keith. Hey, you guys, editing Beth here. Okay, so here's the situation. I deleted a clip that was important to Keith's lore on accident. I can't get it back now. That's on me. So I'm just gonna tell you what happened. We get to the hotel, and I took Brooke in my car. I know, I never drive. Everyone applaud. I got there safely and swiftly. So we pulled to the hotel, and we had left the cat at the house. And so we go in there, and with my dad, he drove his truck. I drove my Kia Soul, dependable. And we pull up. Sorry, both my mom and sister are beside me, so this is like a little more awkward than it usually is when I'm doing these segments. Anyway, so we pull up to the hotel, and we left the cat, and my dad was like, "Oh my God, we need to get the cat for Brooke, because Brooke loves her cat, and Buttons was also very hot at the house, and we didn't want to leave him here." Because Brooke let me know that when cats get really, really hot, they sweat in their paws. And we knew Buttons was hot because his little paws were very moist. So we had to get Buttons. Well, Keith is literally our man, guys, because you have to pay extra fee to get the cat. And he was like, you know what, just bring the cat. It's chill. Like, it's chill, just bring the cat. Keith! My man! Oh my God. Keith, if you're watching this, I want you to know. I talked about that too, but I didn't say it was that. I said a valuable. Keith, you're literally my man. But that's not where Keith's lore ends. Because later, I get a hankering. I have a little sweet tooth. I get a hankering for something sweet. I go to the lobby with my dad. I want some chocolate-covered pretzels and some peanut M&Ms. I get it. It's going to be $8. My dad had given me his last 20. And I didn't bring my wallet, so I'm like, oh, shoot, let me go back to the hotel and get some money. And the time it takes for me to get to the hotel, or back to the room, sorry, my dad comes back. He comes back with the snacks, and we're like, huh? What, did you pay or something? Did you find money? And he goes, no, Keith just let me take it. He said, hey, $5 will do, and he just let me take it. Keith! I love you, Keith! I love you, Keith. Keith kind of looked like Queso, who I love also. I love Keith, but I'm telling y'all one more time, that's not where Keith's lore ends. Because my mom left something at the hotel, okay? We had already come home at this point. My mom left something very expensive and valuable to her. And she's like, oh my God, I mean, that's so much money. I left it. Oh my God, it's going to be gone now. We had left the hotel early, okay? So we didn't check out at the right time. And because we left early, they couldn't actually check us technically out until the day of that we were actually supposed to leave. So they hadn't cleaned the room yet. My mom calls the hotel. Keith is there. Keith, my man Keith gets her valuable, okay? Okay, he unlocks the door. We show up at the hotel. Keith lets her in to the room. Her valuable is still there. And Keith is like, hey, no problem. Keith! Keith, if you're out there, bro, one, give me a chance, because, you got me feeling some type of way. I'll be honest, Keith. And two, Keith. You are him, dude. You are him. Oh my God, Keith. I love you, Keith. Man. He was just so there for us. And my sister, of course, sick as a dog, dude. All she wanted was her cat. And he helped us get her cat for her. Thank you, Keith. I mean, very nice of Keith. Very nice of Keith. Especially because we had no money. So he helped us out. Oh, Keith. Keith, if you see this, reach out. Anyway, so our house is falling apart. We are working to get it fixed. As of right now, like the ceiling in my parents' bathroom, hey, lack thereof, should I say that? It was bad. Now, let me tell you a story. Do I only have a minute of footage left? Oh my gosh. Really? Okay. Give me a sec. Hey, you guys. So this wouldn't be a Buzz with Beth episode if my camera didn't mess up. Not the usual problem we have. It didn't shut off. I've never experienced this one before. I ran out of footage. And I just think that is honestly so amazing. Anyway, back to my story. This is actually bad. This is the current situation of my life. As you guys know from my podcast, like, you kind of know my whole shtick. If I had to, like, kind of put this podcast into a few words on what it's about, this is what I'd say. I tell stories about how bad my luck is. And right now is another one of those moments. Because, as you guys may or may not know, I switched my major from broadcasting and electronic media to public relations, which you might be thinking, oh my god, that's kind of a big switch. It's actually not. Fun fact. It's actually like, I knocked that off. It's actually just like about 5 feet away from, it's on the same floor. It is on the same floor as broadcasting. In, many of the same classes too. It's literally, I could do with a PR degree the same thing I could with a broadcasting degree. Anyway, I just can make more money. Isn't that fun? I could just make more money. And that's literally why I switched, because it doesn't even matter. There's a nail on the table. Yay! Thank God for that. Anyway, I switched my major to PR because I was like, truth be told, there's just more job opportunity. It's a lot more broad, and the money's better, and there's just, bottom line, a lot better job outlook. Just a billion times better. And I switched last fall, or like this past fall. Right at the tail end, right before my winter break, I switched my major to public relations. And as of now, I still have not taken any public relations classes because as soon as I switched my major, I injured my foot, which because of that, I couldn't walk. And because I couldn't walk, I had to move all of my classes to online. And basically, that whole situation was just finish up your gen eds. So this past spring semester, the thing I just finished, was me trying to basically finish up most of my gen eds, which I did. I only take one left, I think. I think it's philosophy. And I don't want to take it. Anyway. So, the plan was, this upcoming semester, I'm going to get started on my PR degree. And I'm excited. I'm going to try it out. Maybe I like it, maybe I don't. I'm going to try. And I'm very excited, right? Well, and mind you, I scheduled all my classes. And I don't know if I think I told you guys this, but it was very, 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 also very difficult to schedule my classes because the truth be told, they just were not offering them. They have 16 classes, and I'm not kidding you guys. 4 of them were available for me to take. 1 of them got filled. I was left with 3. And so I was like, oh my God, yay! 3. I could only schedule 3 of them. And I needed 2 other classes to take so I could get 15 hours. So I was like, okay. So that was already a bad start. But that was a few months ago when I was scheduling. The other day, I'm laying in bed and I get an email from the head of the communications department, which is what PR is under. She was one of my teachers. And she's like, hey, I just want to let you guys know that there are some changes being made to the public relations program. And I'm like, oh, what, well, what is it? Tell us, girl. So here's what happened. I'm reading the email, and she goes ahead and she lets me know that 2 of the PR professors, which is like basically like it's the 2, it's the 2 public relations professors, quit. They quit. One of them was, fun fact, my advisor. One of them was my advisor who I just met when I was scheduling classes and meeting her for advising. And it's so interesting that she left because when I was meeting with her, she was talking to me. She's like, yeah, I'm going to be your teacher. I'm very excited to have you in my class. And you are so like smart and your GPA is so good that honestly, by looking at this, when you graduate, if you ever need a recommendation or anything for like internships, anything, you can contact me. And I was like, thank God, I'm going to like have this like relationship with my teacher. It's going to be great. And I just found it so interesting that she went ahead and quit. So she retired. She just retired all of a sudden. And then coincidentally, this other PR professor just got a job in Texas all of a sudden. I want y'all to know, I don't live anywhere near Texas. So this guy's just like gone. And I'm thinking, okay, what happened for both of the professors to quit? Both at once. Yes. And also, in the cherry on top is, mind you, I could only take 3 of the PR classes because of the 4 that were available, 1 got filled. I was left with 3. And then I read further down the email. It was really interesting. They're like, and also the advertising class, we are going to go ahead and cancel. We're not going to have it this semester. And I was like, oh my God. So that's actually one I was taking. So, and just to fill you in here, that makes 2 classes. Mind you, I'm going into my junior year. And I can only take 2 of the classes I need. And they're 16. Thank God for that. Yay! I did get lucky though. One of the classes I wanted to take, it's a design class I had to take for my major. Luckily, very luckily, there was a spot open, so I guess someone had dropped out, and I went right in. But then I just realized this like a few hours ago because I read the email again. Apparently, they're like, if you're in that class, you can go ahead and register for persuasion, communications, CMS, something persuasion. And I was like, was I supposed to do that? I don't know. I was like, but I'm like, it doesn't matter. Oof. It doesn't matter. They're like, we can work on getting it petitioned to fill the credit of advertising. But I'm just like, honestly, it doesn't matter because I have to have the design class anyway. So, like, whatever. I don't care. I'm not changing my schedule again. Like, I'm not doing it because it's just been so difficult. I'm not doing it. Gun to my head, kill me. I'm not doing it. I'm not dropping my design class. But I just think this is a great example of, like, when I tell you guys, God don't give with 2 hands. No, he don't. Because this is, I have the worst luck, you guys. I have the worst luck. God forbid I want to pursue my higher education. I didn't know it was going to be this hard. No, because they always talk about, no, the classes are hard. The classes are hard. Like, you're going to have to do so much studying. Bro, that's not even it. That's not even it. Because I take a class, I pass it, okay? If I take a class, I'm passing. Unless it's microeconomics, in which case I will drop it. But I make the grades. It's everything else about college that is just so difficult. Okay, no friends. Can't even get into the classes. Talk about taking the classes. I can't even get in. Dude. No boyfriend. Also, just throwing that in there. They say college is when you experiment. You meet the love of your life. Nobody wants anything to do with me. Y'all, when they say that college is your time to flourish, college is your time to just be you and figure out who you are. Wrap it up, girl. Because it is not. This College is nothing to romanticize, okay? And I'm sure, and also, and when they tell you this, when they say, hey, there's no popularity contest in college. Everyone is just who they are, you know? Popularity doesn't exist. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Don't ever let someone tell you that there ain't a popularity contest. Yeah, there is. Okay? It matters. And I'll tell you this. I'm not popular. And I thought it was so cool. I was like, when I started the podcast, I was like, you know, I'm starting this podcast. Maybe they'll think it's cool and I'll, like, make friends. I didn't make friends. I got made fun of. Yay! My favorite part was when my life sucked. That was my favorite part. Ooh, I turned my camera off. Or my mic up. Oh, I don't know. I don't care. Anyway. So as you can see, my life kind of stinks. But, hey, it is what it is. Well, this has been The Buzz with Beth. I am your host, Bethany Haven. And I kind of love you guys. Like, kind of a lot. Oh, lately, because I have bangs now, I love kind of doing this. And being, like, millennial. And I'll, like, record it and I'll send it to Maria. That's my favorite. Anyway, I love you guys. Meow. Purr. Y'all want to know something? I cannot roll my tongue. Can't do it. But I can sure as heck meow. Meow. I love you guys. Bye. More. How do you like it? More. Oh, you know what? You guys can probably get a better view of my Calico Critter dresses now. Yeah. See? The application of the Velcro isn't as good on this. Oh my god. I thought that was going to be burp. It was just a hiccup. I think I'm going to get the hiccups. Look. And then the Velcro on this one is a lot better. Yeah. Are they so cute? Oh man, that sounds like a toot. Have I been doing that the whole episode? Man, it's going to sound like I'm farting.